Alrighty. Hello, and welcome to my second episode of my Dark Souls road trip. I hope you all are doing quite well. So, we got a lot done last time. But didn't quite ring the first bell, which I was kind of hoping to. Sort of ran out of time. Got a lot more this time, so got a lot more time this time. So let's actually, just for shits and giggles, have our good old bro Solaire help us out with this one. As you know, I mean, some people are like, you can't, oh, you Dark Souls, you shouldn't summon people. Poppycock, I say. I think it's fun to do co-op. Even with the computer. So, last time, we... let's see. What did I want to talk about this time? I just sort of started. No one's in the chat yet, so I'm just sort of rambling right now. So, last time we defeated the Moonlight Butterfly, beat the Asylum and Taurus Demon, and now we are going to beat the Belfry Gargoyles and ring the first Bell of Awakening. And let's see, there was something I wanted to talk about. Oh no, don't want to attack that guy when he's doing that. You see, when he's doing that, that means he's going to parry you if you attack. And you don't want that at all. The most overpowered technique in all of Dark Souls, running by every single enemy. So while these guys are coming up here, we can just sort of take them on one at a time. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Also, this is why I like heavy armor. Look how little damage I'm taking. It's absolutely bonkers. Is that it? Oh yeah, I remember what I wanted to talk about. Last time, we met Witch Beatrice when we fought the Moonlight Butterfly. And I didn't really go into her, but I kind of want to go into that. So, in Dark Souls, there's 3 kinds of magic. Well, technically 4, but, I mean... Yeah, okay, there's 4 types of magic. And... There's miracles, there's pyromancies, and there's sorceries. Now, so, miracles are like, well, they're like what a cleric or a paladin would use in, like, say, it's like in D&D. A miracle, basically, you channel the power of the gods. And in Dark Souls, miracles are literally stories of the gods. So you literally memorize a story of the gods, like a parable or whatever, and you can channel it. It'd be like if you memorized the Sermon on the Mount and Jesus let you throw a thunderbolt. Now, these guys aren't that hard. The reason I had trouble is because sometimes they can get stuck in animations and it just gets so hard to approach them right. Like, this guy, when he gets stuck breathing fire, it's nuts. Ooh, I got the gargoyle helm. That's lucky, you don't normally get that. Until you beat the other one. Oh, how? Okay, so I got 2. Thanks, Solaire. Thanks, Solaire. Okay. So, magic. Miracles, I went over that. Then there's pyromancy. Pyromancy is... it's the manipulation of flame. Obviously, that's what pyromancy means. But in the context of this, pyromancy is more closer to like what most people would associate with, say, druids in other fantasy settings. It's nature magic. Because in Dark Souls, fire is everything. Now, originally, the Witches of Izalith used pyromancy. Didn't use pyromancy, they used flame sorcery, which is a completely different thing. It sounds similar, but it's completely different. Oh, let's watch this. Yay, first bell. Okay. Hold on a second. So, no, Tom, don't do that. Okay, so what we have in this situation of magic-wise, let's just sit and look at the view. Ah, look at those god rays. Magic-wise, pyromancy, it's nature magic. Miracles, it's channeling the power of the gods. The interesting thing is, with miracles, you need faith, but it doesn't necessarily have to be in the gods. Ironically, you can just have faith in anything. Like in game terms, let's just level up your stats, obviously, but real talk, Solaire, which is a good example, we find out later he really just has faith in himself. And it's an interesting concept, if I think, that you can just have faith in anything and you can channel any miracle of any god. But, so, now, alright, we're gonna talk about this guy in a moment. So, let me finish my train of thought. Basically, and then we come to sorcery. Sorcery comes from Seath the Pale Drake, Seath the Scaleless, the dragon that betrayed his own at the end of the Age of Ancients. He was the one who told the gods that the dragon's scales of immortality could be destroyed through lightning. And then he used his own essence and manipulation of soul power. That's a Demon Souls callback, but it's not really super important. That to allow people who are smart enough to use spells. And so the big thing about sorcery is there's a huge school in Vinheim. And that's, oh, Vinheim's like the fucking Yale of sorcery. But Witch Beatrice, we'll come across her gear later, is a witch. And witches are... they're not like witches in the sense of what you would think. They're just people who didn't learn sorcery in the traditional sense, in like a scholarly setting. They just sort of learned it from their mom and their mom's mom, that sort of thing. So I always thought that was interesting. Witches are just people who were homeschooled. Now, let's talk to one of my favorite NPCs.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Kareem, the Palm. Thou appearest to like faith, yet magnanimous unto gods. Cometh out to confess, or to accuse. For indeed all sins are.
So, this guy is a pardoner. And pardoners are basically priests of Velka. So let's take a look at some of his items. Indictment. Slip sold by Bishop of Velka, Goddess of Sin. If you are killed by an invader, use this to report the crime of that trespasser. The indicted player will be added to a list of unfortunate souls who will one day face the wrath of the blades of the Dark Moon. Homeward Bones. Book of the Guilty. The Goddess of Sin, Velka, oversees this list of the guilty who have disrespected the gods or their covenants and shall one day face the wrath of the blades of the Dark Moon. That's it here. And here's a miracle of Velka. Miracle of the Black-Haired Witch Velka. Temporary auto counter versus heavy damage. For each sin, there is a punishment, and it is the task of the goddess Velka to define the sin and mete out the punishment. Velka's Talisman. Medium for casting miracles of the gods. This black tuft of hair serves as a talisman belonging to Velka, goddess of sin. It casts miracles not by drawing upon faith, but intelligence. And then we got the bite rings. One of the infamous bite rings commissioned by Sir Astor of Kareem. Despite the dreadful rumors surrounding its creation, this ring is an unmistakable asset, and its ability to help prevent bleeding. Same goes with the poison bite. And then there's the Ring of Sacrifice. This mystical ring was created in a sacrificial rite of Velka, the goddess of sin. Its wearer will lose nothing upon death, but the ring itself breaks. So, what can we learn from all of this stuff? Well, indictment, that's simple. I'm gonna buy one. Indictment, that's basically saying, hey, this guy, they invaded and killed me, and I'm salty about it. So, I'm gonna mark them as a sinner, and then the police covenant will come and kick their ass one day with their overpowered buff spell. So, that's just for you to say, oh, I didn't like how this guy beat me. The Book of the Guilty. Let's buy that too. Probably only got cheaters in it, but we'll take a look at it. So, Velka oversees. This is interesting. Velka and Gwendolyn work in somewhat harmony. You see, Velka defines what sin is. And when she defines what the sin is, she literally is the goddess of all sin. Not just the act of pardoning sin, or the act of forgiving sin, or accusing someone of sin. She literally...
Not welcome any time. It is only human to commit a sin.
Oh, Oswald. But yeah, so she literally is the goddess of all sin. She declares what is a sin, and thus, if you do that, you have sinned. But it's also implied that she also sort of likes sinners in a way. Like, it's not exactly clear in a lot of things, but in that people who sin also do her work in a way. However, for the most part, she works with Gwendolyn, and she oversees who is guilty, and Gwendolyn deals out the punishment with her Blades of the Darkmen. Now, I'm not really going to mess with the Covenants too much. I'll give you a rundown of what Covenant does what, but I won't really play with Covenants that much. How much souls do I have? Let's see if I can go ahead and get... I may play around with the Cat Covenant to farm. I don't have any extra souls. Maybe later. So, you can go ahead and kill a couple of these guys and see if I can't get the Baldur Swag Sword. Anyways. So, oh boy. I bit off a little more than I can chew, so... Okay, back to Velka. And Velka seems to be the patron goddess of Kareem. And Kareem... Oh, Kareem. I love it, but there's not a lot about it other than it's Earl Astor is like Vlad the Impaler. But also, like, even a little worse, maybe? Because, so, basically, he made all the bite rings, which, oh, let's take a look at the book of the Guilty real quick. Oh, look at all these naughty boys. 60,000 sin. How'd they do that? By cheating. See, this is the PC version, so it's really easy to cheat in this, but basically, so what's happening here is all of these naughty boys and girls are people who have killed other players, or killed NPCs, or abandoned their covenant.
Well, I used to need it.
No, I gotta do that. And that's all we're gonna touch on that longsword, because we're gonna turn it into something else. I may wait until I get a better spear. Okay. So, yeah, basically Velka decides who was done, what is a sin, and who is a sinner, and Gwendolyn punishes them. And, interestingly enough, all of Velka's miracles and talismans and associated stuff requires intelligence. Almost if she's saying, hey, I know I want you to have faith, but I also want you to question things. I don't know, Velka seems like a cool goddess, and from what we've seen in all the games and all the item descriptions, is that she seems to be one of the few gods or goddesses that isn't really too screwed over by how horrible everything is in Dark Souls. Because shit happens. All the normal gods got screwed. But then again, they tried to screw humans, so... But we'll get to that in Dark Souls 3. Because, oh boy, the DLC that just dropped for Dark Souls 3, I've almost completely beaten it. I'm still having a little trouble with the final boss. And Midir. Midir is a terrible boss. Anyways. See, I always do this. I always get a little too rowdy. And there we go. Oh, I got the boulder shield. That's a good shield. It's an interesting shield. Let's read it. Shield of the Knights of the Ancient Kingdom of Baldur. Tweaked for improved stability. Baldur was the home of Night King Grendel, but the kingdom was reduced to ruins after a widespread outbreak of undead. We already sort of went into this, but so I'm not going to really go into it again. But I do like Baldur, and it's sad that it really isn't mentioned too much more other than Rendell. Okay, so Velka, she seems to understand that humans are going to be next. And while it's never really stated, it's implied that she has a connection to the Abyss. And that she may very well. Some people, some people used to think that she might be the furtive pygmy, which is a cool idea, and I could see why some people might think that, and I used to think that myself. But I don't think she is. I think she's something else. What is she? I don't know. She's certainly something. Let's take a look at that halberd first. But, no, I can't wield that. I wanted to read its description. Blah blah blah. Sometimes a weapon's just a weapon. But, what is interesting is that a lot of people like this. I don't know if I'll use it, but I may use it. Because I've never really used a halberd before. I am keeping this longsword though, because I want to make it into a fire longsword. And unlike the other games, well, in Demon Souls too, but elemental infusions are super overpowered in Dark Souls. You can literally have minimum stats and infuse a weapon to be fire or lightning or chaos, and it'll just tear through people. I mean, it's actually viable to min-max. So, Velka, she's cool. I like her, and I wish there was more stuff about her. I wish we could have gotten to meet her, but we don't, and that's sad. But I'll point out more things about when we get to her connection to the Abyss. Hold on one moment. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyways, Velka's cool, and I love her. Oh. Okay. Now, where are we going next, you might ask?
You seem to be doing all right. Need anything forged?
We will be heading down to Blighttown. Not in the standard way, because the standard way sucks and I hate it, but we'll go back there later to tie up loose ends. I don't know. Oh, I know what I can do. I can definitely reinforce this because I'll be using that. And
Don't get yourself killed.
then I'll level up some. And we'll be honky-dory to go down into the shithole that is Blighttown. So, oh. Now, the connection that Velka has to the Abyss also deals with the fourth school of magic, which is, it's called Hexes in Dark Souls 2, Dark Sorcery in Dark Souls 1, and Dark Miracles in Dark Sorcery in Dark Souls 3. But it's easier to say hexes, so I'm just going to call it hexes. Basically, the basically it's hexes are magic that comes from the Abyss, and miracles that come from the Abyss as well. Oddly enough, that miracle that we saw when we were talking to Oswald, Karmatic Justice, is a hex in later games. As well as the other miracle of Velka in this game, Vow of Silence. So, that's a little interesting thing.
Well, hello. You need it.
Oh, I have no souls.
I'll be seeing you there.
So, let's take care of some loose ends while we're thinking about it. First, before we head down to Blighttown. And one of those loose ends is in back the way we came in Undead Burg. So earlier we got this key. Key to the basement of the watchtower in the Undead Burg. The basement of the watchtower forms a stone cell. There are rumors of a hero turned hollow who was locked away by a dear friend. For his own good, of course. It's just, I love the way they phrase that. It's so sarcastic without even trying. Because as we'll find out, it's meant to be. These guys. They sure are trooping. Ooh, lucky. But not quite as lucky as I would want. So, that key is to that watchtower we saw when we walked on our way to the tourist demon. And we'll be getting back to that in just a second. The most overpowered technique in all of the Dark Souls games. I don't need to worry about these guys because ooh, that was close. They're headed right towards the bonfire over here. And now, I'll need these. All we'll need is that. And do I have it? No, I don't have it. Oh well. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm human. Whee! Ow. Oh well. We'll go back there in just a second. So, now we're back to beef jerky. That's okay. We don't need to be human for this. Actually, let's grab this. Because A, we'll be going by here anyways. And this will be really useful for what's coming next. So this is the watchtower. The place where the hero was locked away. And who is that hero, you might ask? Well, you'll find out in just a moment. Because it's the Rock. Havel the Rock. Oh, good damage. So this guy will demolish you in one hit, but he's easy enough to backstab. And he's pretty easy to parry, but I don't bother parrying him because it's high risk, low reward. It's honestly just easier to roll by him and backstab him. And this guy is actually one of Gwyn's old friends from the War with the Dragons. And so, if he was Gwyn's old friend, then why is he in here, you might ask? Why is he locked away? Well, that's interesting, because Havel... So, the story behind that is that Havel hates dragons. But more than that, Havel hates Seath. Oh, how he hates Seath. Seath is an asshole, and Havel knew this. Let's take a quick look at his ring before I go any further. The ring was named after Havel the Rock, Lord Gwyn's old battlefield compatriot. Havel's men wore the ring to express faith in their leader and to carry a heavier load. Now with this, I should be able to wear all my good stuff without... Oh, how much fire? Huh. No, it's better shield anyways. Yeah, there we go, I got medium roll. So, Havel hates dragons, and he especially hates Seath. Because Seath kept, after the war, was experimenting on ladies, kidnapping people, and being overall kind of a dick. All because he was sad he didn't have immortality scales like the other dragons. Though don't worry, poor little Seath became immortal due to a stupid loophole that's never really actually explained, but we'll get to the primordial crystal in a little bit. Firebombs. Handy. Ooh, right in the butt. So, because Gwyn hated Seath, because Havel hated Seath, he decided to plot a rebellion against the gods. Which we'll find more evidence of that in... Oh, did I already beat him? Oh, that's right, I got his sword. So, let's take a look at this. Blue Tearstone Ring. The blue and red Tearstones aren't very important. Basically, the blue one boosts your defense when your life is low, which is practically useless. And the red one boosts your attack when your health is low, which is more useful, but only for certain builds. Anyways, so Abel decided to attack or lead a rebellion against the gods because he thought they didn't really care that Seath was doing all that crazy shit. Ice water. And so Gwyn locked him away so that he would become undead and go hollow. Or maybe he was even locked away after Gwyn linked the first flame. It's not really stated. Basically, all it's stated is that Abel was locked away and then went hollow. Oh yeah, I suppose I'd better go get that one NPC. I'll do that in a moment. You know, he's not that important. But, yeah. Yeah, I'll go get him. So let's talk to our old friend Crustfallen while we're here.
Why, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to make it. Oh, somebody rang the bell. Wait, was it you? You'll never give up, do you? I don't know how you do it. Well, don't stop now. Only one more. But it's going to be suicide.
Oh, you.
What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it.
See, that's what I love about him. He's not, he's given up, but he's also not a pushover. And here we have this asshole. Now, normally most people like to leave him alive to get his fucking stupid quest.
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it.
Oh, where'd you get that,
I'm
Roadtrip?
grateful to you for freeing me. Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now.
Oh, look at that. Listen to that fucking unambiguously evil laugh.
By the lords, face. Your humanity is really slipping, but there are methods. Most fools have more humanity than they know what to do with. Now, who do you imagine will make the best use of it?
See, already he's saying, oh, you're running low on humanity, are you? Go kill some git and you'll have yourself a little hush fest. So, Lautrec, this guy, right here, this is Lautrec the Embraced. And he is an asshole who will kill poor Anastasia. So, That's all his quest is. Basically, he kills her, takes her soul, and he runs off to Interlando. So, that's that. Oh! Oh, and for the icing on the cake, a ring symbolizing the favor and protection of the goddess Fina, known in legend to possess fateful beauty. This ring boosts its wearer HP, stamina, and max equipment load, but breaks if ever removed. So, Dark Souls 1, your rings would break, and unlike other equipment, they stay broken. So let's just pop that bad boy on. And those are our rings for most of the game. Because they are two of the best rings in the whole game. Anyways, so Lautrec, let's talk about him for a bit, because honestly his questline's kinda stupid. And you save yourself a lot more trouble if you just go ahead and kill him there. Lautrec is another dude of Kareem, which he is a knight of Kareem. Now, he worships the goddess Fina. Who is Fina, you might ask? Nobody really knows, except that she possessed fateful beauty. And that her love is apparently very fickle. That's all we know about her, is that she possesses fateful beauty, and she's very, very fickle. And furthermore, her love may not be something that you actually want. And yet, Lautrec the Embraced, his armor is literally him being hugged, and it's supposed to represent her. And apparently, so the story behind Lautrec is that he steals Anastasia's soul, which is a Firekeeper soul, and then goes to Enerlando with it. Why does he go there? Who knows? Maybe he's gonna try and kill the Firekeeper there and steal her soul. But the reason he does this is not really clear. There's not really a lot of motivation behind it, even when you get his armor description. He thinks Fina loves him, and that's basically it, but why does she need humanity? Why does he steal it for her? Does he steal it for her? Or does he use his worship for her as a sort of, oh, I'm worshipping my goddess, so I can kill all these people? Is that what he means? It's never clear. Let's play some arrows first.
Oh, there you are. Still keeping your marbles all together? Then go ahead, don't be a nitwit. Never hurts to splurge when your days are numbered.
Too true. Now, first let's grab this, and this, and then... oh, only 18. Oh.
Ah, thank you.
We'll get some more arrows later. Also, we'll be back to get a cool item off that guy. Sadly, he has no story significance, and he's not really useful other than to get a few arrows in those boxes. And he drops a really good weapon. But, so, Lautrec. What's his deal? Why does he do that? It's never really stated, and unlike other stuff, it doesn't really have any clues as to why. Even the armor he wears. Oh, I love Fina so much. Oh, she's glorious and the only one who will ever care about me. Never says anything about her wanting humanity. So does he just, like, steal humanity for himself? Does he kill firekeepers because she thinks she's into that? Who knows? His armor looks okay, but I never really got into it. Why'd you come up here if you were just going to do that? For the souls. I did it for the souls. God, I love heavy armor. In Dark Souls 1, there's no reason not to wear heavy armor. It's just, it's so good. Anyways, we're going now to go meet our first real wizard NPC. Well, calling him a real wizard is debatable. Because he's kinda lame. I suppose I could fight Capra Demon while I'm down here. Oh, that's right, I do need to go grab the large ember anyway, so we'll be visiting part of the depths.
Somebody, I'm powdered.
Shit, I didn't mean to do that. Anyways.
Brilliant. You opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, a sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels. Oh, hello. I'm fine. I have my sorcery. And I will be more cautious next time. Besides, I have an important task at hand. Oh, hello. I'm fine.
Okay. So, this is Griggs. And why is there a guy with sorcerer's clothes next to him? Well, you see, Griggs is not wearing the standard sorcerer's set. No, he's wearing the black sorcerer's robes. And what are the black sorcerers, you might ask? They're assassins. Assassins of the school. Spooks. I like that they're called spooks. Yeah, these guys suck. They're not too strong, but anyways, the spooks, they're like they're like spies, they're assassins, and the school sort of hires them out to do various things. Well, Griggs is never shown to admit it or even talks about it. He does carry the ring of a spook if you kill him. Which, I mean, I have no use for him. I may do it just to get the description. Because I don't plan on using any spells on this build. I may pop a pyromancy or two later. Okay, so let's talk about this guy. Capra Demon is another asshole who likes to hang out with his dogs in this fucking little shithole of an arena. He's not too terribly hard, but the area is just so not good, conclusive to fighting him. The best way is to just keep going around him and dropping on him. Because look at that stuff. You can't handle it. Look at that. Piece of cake. This guy, however, early on, if you like are first playing this, he's tough. So, let's go take care of a few things, and then we'll probably never go back to the depths again. We'll come back later to fight Gaping Dragon, I guess. But just the depth. Oh crap! I forgot about this guy. Luckily, thanks to my armor, he does nothing. But first, let's open up a little shortcut. And then, let's take care of another little something something. Oh, there's so many little things to do in this game. I love it. So, Capra Demon. He's also a demon. Why is he there? He just came up from Lost Izalith. The merchant even mentions once that he and the Taurus demon just showed up one day. Are they trying to protect Lost Izalith? Did people just say did their demon buddies not like them? Who knows? They're demons. They never really talk. So, there's only one demon who does talk. And that's a different thing entirely. And I'm not even sure if she counts as a demon. Look, here's Griggs.
Oh, hello. At least we both made it back unscathed. Did you see them? The 3 young clerics headed for the catacombs to seek kindling.
Oh, goody, that's
The
right.
art of feeding bonfires. The poor young girl sent down into a tomb. What a terrible mission she is burdened with. Oh, hello. Terrific. And pray that... Oh, hello.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I can't. So, this guy, he came after seeking Big Hat Logan. He won't talk to me because I'm not smart enough, I don't think. Yeah, no, I need 10 intelligence to talk to him. Oh. There's something underneath that. What is it? We'll find out. Let's go talk to these losers.
Oh, hello. My guests have finally arrived. I will be departing with them shortly. So, I'm afraid I will be saying goodbye soon. It was a pleasure. Oh, hello. Miracles, I presume? Yes, I know. An undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
No.
I'm afraid that may be
Okay, you can base...
The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
So, basically he's saying, oh, show me your faith by paying me. Just like a lot of those big old TV mega church dudes who buy planes with their offerings. So let's talk to some of these schmucks.
Hmm? What have we here? You look awfully raggedy. Times are grim. The least you can do is look sharp. Don't you dare meet my lady like that. You might scare her off for good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sure. Let me change that. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's better. I'm sorry. So, this poor guy right here. Now, well, this guy. He is a simpleton. Poor guy. And he don't know how to talk so good.
You are undead as well. Then we've no time to fraternize. I have my mission and you no doubt have yours. We must not let this curse overcome us.
I just noticed her gloves have a weird sort of texture to them. Maybe it's just the light.
Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks? Or are you so uncouth as to lack such judgment? By the looks of you, I should think not.
Really? You think by the looks of me?
Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks? Or are you so uncouth as to lack such judgment? By the looks of you...
Okay, so these guys, they're after the rite of kindling in the catacombs. What's the rite of kindling? It's this cool thing from Nito. Yeah, Nito. I like Nito. Basically, it lets you kindle bonfires up to... 4, which when you kindle a bonfire up that high, it lets you have 20 Estus flasks. The highest number of any Estus flasks in any of the games. I think you only get 10 in Dark Souls 2, and you can have a maximum of 15 in Dark Souls 3, depending on how you allot your Estus. So let's go rest at the bonfire and then go back to there, collect the large ember, and free another NPC. We'll be needing those. And then after the death, we'll go take care of another little something. The Ring of Favor Protection is so fucking good. Hey, hold on, let's see if I have enough stamina with it to... Oh, wrong one. I do! That's great. For now, I'll leave it on, though. Anyways, so the depths. The depths are basically the sewers of Lodron. And they suck. Hollows live here, undead live here, and it's terrible. But beyond that, beyond the depths, is Blighttown, which is even worse. Come visit Blighttown! No, don't visit Blighttown. You never want to visit Blighttown, but you have to.
You. Yes, you. Here, over here. Please, you must help me. Thank you. I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you dearly. I am Laurentius. With the great spot. I will not forget my Oh, hello there. I'm fine, thanks to you. Oh, hello. I'm fine.
So, our favorite Australian, Laurentius, or New Zealand, I don't know. He says he's of the Great Swamp, but that accent. Ah, and here's the her he was talking about. This is one of the butchers. And the butchers are these ladies who eat people. And yes, they are ladies. She thick. Oh, I love a woman who can kick my ass. Oh! I got the sack. It's so stupid. I'm gonna wear the gargoyle help for a while. Look at it. It looks cool. Now, one more thing to get, and then it's back to Firelink. I forgot to equip. Oh, damn, she knocked me back. So, the butchers, they kill people, eat them, and they feed them to their dogs, too. Also, that's like the FromSoft standard, I have a single-edged weapon that I'm going to smash into you with. She just grabs both ends and slams it down. And that's all we need, folks. So let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, I never looked at the description for this, did I? Helm of the Gargoyle, an enchanted creature that guarded the Bell of Awakening in the belfry of the Undead Church. This bronze helm was for mere appearance's sake, as gargoyle skin is naturally hard, little of the way defense could be expected from it. No, but it does look cool. And it does have pretty good resistances. But you know what? I think I like the look of the Elite Knight helm better. With this set, at the least. Yeah! Because now you're basically the dude on the cover. But you're not. Because that dude is Oscar. Let's level up. Let's get myself enough attunement. Yeah. That's good. I'm gonna level Dex, I think.
Well, I see you made it out. Yeah, I made it out safely too. I have my pyromancy in the Great Swarm, so I can use companions with a bit of care. Oh yeah, by the way, I can share my spells with you. I think you have a knack for it. All you need are the materials. I'll be pleased to help you. Unless you find the magic's unsavory.
Nah.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that they'll be of some use, some assistance. Here, first take this.
Yay!
A flame from the Great Swamp. Now you're a fully fledged pyromancer. Right, let's get started right now.
Oh, I love Laurentius. Let's talk to him.
Pyromancy is the art of casting fire. Produce flames, then channel it, just as our ancestors did. The pyromancer must be in tune with nature herself. My home, the Great Swamp, is an abundant store of nature. You will understand one day. It only takes time. Pyromancy has a, well, rather primitive aspect to it. It meshes poorly with advanced culture. And pyromancers are considered rather unsavory, which is fine as I never got along with anybody anyway. So, for me, dirty undead didn't change a thing. The pyromancer's flame is a part of his own body. The flame develops right along with his skill. When I gave you that flame, I gave you a part of myself. Please take good care of it.
Aw, it is cool that he does give you a piece of his flame. What he did say though is a lie. Pyromancy in this game does not scale with skill. It scales with this. I'll save that for now.
Goodbye then.
But every time you upgrade your pyromancy flame, it goes higher. And pyromancy is great because it's flat damage. In Dark Souls 2, pyromancy isn't as great because it scales with both int and faith. However, in Dark Souls 3, they found the balance because pyromancy in Dark Souls 3 is fun as hell. And it's one of the few magic builds that actually works. And it scales with int and faith, but you only need 30 in each to get the maximum amount for it. And it deals a lot of damage. Plus there's some cool flames for it now. Oh look, our buddies are gone. Well, we'll see them again. Eventually. Stupid haircut. I hate his haircut. Now, let's go take care of a little something. Let's go back to where we started from. Oh, first we're gonna need this though. Yeah. Now, great. Where do I go again? Oh. Now we're here. Let's grab this. Yeah, that's a good weapon. Or maybe I'll use it. Now the other weapon in this is, as some of you might know, the base cannon, or the Zweihander. Holy shit, I love the Zweihander for strength builds, but I'm going Dex. So, let's not use the Zweihander. So, what was the Asylum Floor 2 key doing on that building? Who knows? It's never really explained, but I mean, the general consensus is that other undead from the Asylum have been here before. Which makes sense. I love that. It's oh, why does the crow do this? Why does it take its eggs back and forth? Who knows? It's just a plot convenience. These guys don't look like much, but trust me, they pack a punch. Also, there's a reason why I'm sticking to the edges. Because if you don't, there's a boss fight which I am not ready for. No, we'll come back for that boss fight later. Instead, what we're here for are two things. Both of them, for some reason, are guarded by these guys now. What are the Black Knights doing here? Because it's a cool thing to do? And look at me now. Now I'm holding on my footing with them. Well, sort of. Oh boy. Bad drink. Oh, bad drink right there. Ah, there we go. That's what I want. There we go, that's better. There we go. See, these guys are easy once you can learn to stab them in the butt. There we go. I got another sword. And a chunk. A red Titanite chunk. Now those will come in handy later. And now for our reward. Okay, so there are a lot of inconsistencies in Dark Souls. And this is a big one. A strange doll in a strange dress. There was once an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly and was eventually drawn into a cold and lonely painted world. This is the key to the painted world of Ariamis. Why is it here, though? It's just here. It's just here, and there's no really good reason for it. It's just something that happened. So now let's take care of our other little errand while we're here. I wonder if we'll get the shield. I doubt it, but the shield is one of the best shields in the game. No! Holy shit, we got it. Awesome. Let's slap that bad boy on and never take it off. Oh, but who's this? No! Poor Oscar. He's gone hollow. Now, his sword actually does magic damage, so that's why it's going through this shield. It's a very good sword. But alas, he's a hollow, and we are not. Poor Oscar. At least now he can rest in peace. I completely forgot about that. Like a dummy. But that's okay. Because it did little damage to me. So, the real reason why we're here is because we need a little something to help us with the next area. And I just walked over it. But that's okay. It's no biggie. The way is clear. It's just a little extra time that I need to take. So poor Oscar, the guy who gave us his Estus flask, who set us on our journey, is now hollow. We killed him though. Does that mean he respawns? Well, he doesn't, but we kill a bunch of other hollows and they respawn. Who knows? The rules of hollowing are weird. Rusted iron ring. This iron ring was used to shackle the guilty. It's terribly rusted and faintly stained with blood. Those who find this strange ring to their liking will be pleased to find it easier to gain footing on poor ground such as swamps, which is what we're going to be traveling to. And now let's head back to Firelink. We're done here for now. There is one last thing to do in the asylum, but we're not quite ready for it yet. Oh boy, that's not good. Okay, that was a mistake. Oh, do. Oops, wrong way. This way. Let's see if I can just sorta... Because this is a place where you just run by them and trigger a cutscene. Thanks, Belka. Is that Velka? That's definitely an agent of hers. I love the way you just stand up like that. It's like, zip. It's so funny to me. One of the things in Dark Souls have a lot of charm to them that get lost on some people. It's a very charming game. So let's go to Andre, and then we'll head down into Blighttown. What's this? Haircut is back?
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far, but no sight of her. Where could she have gone? My lady, to think I swore to protect you with my life. Your Highness, where have you gone? I am entirely to blame for this. Oh, woe is me. I am unworthy, deathly so. Oh, I'm sorry. Miracles, was it? Sometimes I lose myself.
So, what's happening here? No, we'll find out about that when we head down into the catacombs. But for now, just keep the way he's saying that shit in mind. No. You know what? I do really want the Boulder Swag Sword, because it is one of the best straight swords in this game. I may farm it later. Trying not to do much farming. I'm trying to just go through this as I would without doing too much of that extra stuff. But I may just do it to make it a little easier.
Why not? Magnificent. Won't be disappointed.
Oi!
I can hardly wait to get started.
Oh, I love you, Andre. You're such a good guy. What do you got? Yeah, you got stuff. That's way too much. But I do need a couple hundred. That's a little much. Yeah, there we go. 100, that ought to do it. Let's get
You need any?
that. And get some of those.
I'll get you some. Neither of them.
And later on, we'll upgrade some weapons if we get them. Okay, so let's get one of those weapons we might be using now. We'll see if we get the side sword on this run. If not, I may use the weapon we get from Mr. Merchant. Oh, I got it! I got it! Oh, that's so good. Well, let's actually go ahead and level this bad boy up as far as I can get it. Because this is one of the best X weapons. Not the best X weapon, but it's pretty close. It's got a good scaling and it does a great moveset. Plus it looks really cool too. I always sort of dig the long swords. Look at that. Let's read the description while we're at it. The knights of the ancient kingdom of Baldur wielded these rock-solid longswords which are excellent for thrust attacks. Baldur was home of the Night King Rendel, but the kingdom was reduced to ruins after a widespread outbreak of undead. Oh boy, something's wrong with the camera there.
When I open up my eyes, inspiration all around, I feel so alive, and I know it in my
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but for some reason some
is about to start.
music started, and I need to make sure that it's not That way I don't get accidentally get content ID'd when this goes up on YouTube. So, my Twitch just opened in the background, and that's why. I don't know where we got large Titanite shards, but +7 ain't nothing to sneeze at. And now that it's ascended, that means when I get some more large Titanite down in Blighttown, we'll be good to go. So, sorry about that weird cut right there. I just needed to make sure that that music I was hearing wasn't playing. Because you know how YouTube is when we put this up on YouTube. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so good. Delicious. Such a good sword. Anyways, now then. Let's head down into the shithole that is Blighttown. And then I think we'll call it a day after we get there. Remember when we kicked Roadtrip off the edge right here? Boy, that was fun. He's such a shithead and he deserves it. Got some problems? Kick him off a cliff. That's the Kai way. Just fucking patent that, put it on a t-shirt. Got problems? Kick him off a cliff. That's how I do. That's how Tom Joson does. Isn't that right, Tom? Yeah, that's right. Oh, look at that. It's fucking great. Oh, it's so good. Valley of the Drakes. Now let's actually take a little side trip over here. And do. Because we're gonna need to grab some stuff and run. That right there, folks, is an undead dragon. What's an undead dragon, you might ask? Well, it's a dragon that's still kicking after the war. And look how hardy it is. But even so, take a look at it. This thing, you can tell it used to be something magnificent. And now, it's just a husk of its former self. It's kind of sad, honestly. But we can totally run through it. Ooh, toxic's not good. But that's okay. We got this. Yeah, so now we already got there, but let's... Oh. Oops. Forgot to rest at the... Ah, well, let's take a look at what we got. Ah, we need 14 faith for this one. I may invest in some faith for this because this is actually a good weapon to have for the catacombs. Actually, you know what? I may or may not do that, depending on whether or not I get a certain spear in Anor Londo. But we'll see. So let's take a look at the sword, though. Straight sword of an unknown knight, likely one of Astora's superiors. High quality weapon with a powerful blessing. That's not what I wanted to do, but oh well. So, the Astora's straight sword, Astora's straight sword, is technically the signature weapon of Dark Souls. It's on the box. No, it's in all the art or official artwork with the canon chosen undead, who's wearing which is Oscar. It's basically Oscar's weapon, and poor guy never got to be the hero he wanted to be, but he entrusted his mission to us. Whether or not we'll live up to that, that's another story. Shield. Shield of a nameless knight, likely a high-rank knight of Astora. One of the enchanted blue shields, the Dragon Crush shield greatly reduces fire damage. And this is the Oscar shield, which is the Crush shield. It reduces magic damage. I'm not sure if the Tree shield is in Dark Souls 1, but the Tree shield is another of the blue shields in the other games, and it does lightning resistance. In the other games, though, at least in Dark Souls 3, the Crush shield, Oscar's shield, protects against dark damage. Which is kind of cool, because Oscar was supposed to fight against the dark, yada yada yada. And he did. Poor sod. Alright, let's head down to the shithole. Actually, you know what? It's getting a little late, so I think I'm going to call it tonight. After we get back to the bonfire. Next time we'll be stopping by Blighttown, and we'll be fighting we'll be exploring some shit and getting all nasty. So, I will be seeing you all. Oops, wrong one. I'll be seeing you all next time Later.